Hello, chat. Hope y'all are doing fantastic today. Today is the start of Performance Week, which ideally is a single week to fix up all the performance issues and get back to the performance metrics that I originally set for my game. Whether or not that'll happen is a whole separate story, but I'm hoping that at the very least I can triple the performance metrics that we saw at the end of last week. That's the hope. And then ideally triple that again in the coming week or month. Not really sure how long, but it's something that's got to happen. So at a certain point, it doesn't necessarily matter how long it takes because it's a necessity. Hold up, what's going on? What's the dealio? Oh. Alright, so just a long intro on that song. Anyway, so let's go ahead and run it with the profiler. Ditch that. This whole thing I can also probably improve at some point. But it's not causing performance issues right now. Remember, do I actually need to put the enemy spawner there? I can't remember. Anyway. Yeah, first, before actually redoing anything, let's see what areas of that code have the worst problems. Because after thinking on it, if the main problem is my movement code, that's a bigger problem. That's a much bigger problem. Like, that's having serious issues already. Good. Makes it very easy to see where the issues are. Like, crystal base physics process. How is that getting hit? That doesn't make any sense. This begs the question, who is initializing? For that matter, when is it readying? Because remember, these enemies basically can't die. And them dying should be the only thing that creates a crystal. All right. Hold on. On tree exiting. Oh. Hold up. I also haven't implemented cooling for this. That's a bigger issue. All right. Okay. Gonna have to implement cooling. I should probably try to resolve this now. And it should probably follow the same design pattern as I have for a lot of my other stuff, where I think enemy base probably needs an init. So that I can initialize things like spawn location prior to it entering the scene tree. And how am I doing this part? I'll double check if the spawn location is in any bad place. What is my spawn tester? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so it's just an area 2D. I always wondered if there was just a way to select a random location within an area, though. Let's ask the internet. For rectangles, nope. Four 3 allows you to pick a point inside a given nav region. You pre-position a bunch of markers and those randomly between markers. Nope. Okay. I absolutely have to fix this. Because that's potentially causing 50% of my slowdown right now. And it's potentially covering up other problems. Yeah, if I want to get the literal shape, that's not going to work. don't necessarily need to have a perfect spawn location, because what I can do is, as the enemy is spawning, it's already going to move and collide with a 0 movement, which will at least force it out of being overlapping with other collision. Other, like, shapes. So let's try axing that. Or physics query to make sure the spawn location is valid. And we're gonna treat everything as a 10 pixel circle. I was already doing that? No, I was changing the shape. Okay. That can stay. Don't need to reset that anymore. Okay. Let's see if crystals are being spawned now. Nope. Nice. And the performance is instantaneously better. By a mile. Dude, I was not expecting to see this amount of improvement instantaneously. Well, let's open up the profiler and see what we see. Like, don't tell me it's just already fixed, because I planned a week around this. There's still a lot going on. Pause it. So, the big chunky stuff is still enemy-based physics process, which We kind of knew. Half of that is move and collide and slip. More than half. That's not great. Because this is the section of code that I got to be as efficient as I think might be possible. Like, I'm not sure it's even possible to improve that. So that's a little worrying. Alright, let's... That said, the performance right now seems fine. I want to be clear that I am shocked by that. One thing that's wrong. Damage number. Label. Should be local to scene. Yeah, because I think they're all fighting each other for the modulates. Let's go ahead and up the count to 100. This is weird that that was causing such a problem. Probably bring back the frame rate monitor so I can see for sure what's happening. Physics is a pretty minor impact. Perp stuff is still way more impactful. Well, the damage numbers are now operating correctly. Good, 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 good. And they don't seem to have much of a performance hit. Where's profiler stuff? Where'd you go? Move and collide and slip is 2/3 of my performance hit. That's not ideal. But I do know more stuff now. So the player direction is also a pretty big chunk. Let's take a look. If we're watching, we look at the player. Also, of course, when chasing. So that's not what I wanted. This is what I want. I think I can make this far more efficient. I think I have a way of dramatically improving that. Because what this is doing every time is, for every single enemy, I'm getting this same location. So what if instead I cache it and store it, like, recache it every single tick? Okay, so let me just note that for now. That's fixed. Global cache of player locations. Get global direction is this ball, almost exclusively. Get relative position. That's going to be the same thing. Get global distance might be from something. All of those are still pretty pricey. And it's worth noting, these up here, like the physics process, hit global direction is happening in that. So 5 milliseconds reduce, like if I could get rid of this 5 milliseconds here, it also knocks it off of this 31. What else do we got? On hitbox body entered. I don't think I'm gonna be able to fix that. Like, I don't think there's anything else I can do because that's hit detection. Like, I'd have to write my own hit detection code to improve that. Damage body, these are the same thing. Actually, because those are the same thing, there might be some improvement to be had here. That 21? No, 18. There's also the move and slide function, but this function was created to replace it because move and slide is horrifically inefficient. I wonder, can I get away with just moving enemies without collision, then resolve collision using 0, move, and 5. I wonder if that could work. Like, literally just let the enemies move into each other, and then immediately try to resolve it through a collision. I have no idea what the end result of that would be, though. Because what's happening execution-wise is every single enemy independently is moving as far as they can and then colliding, which could end up doing stuff like pushing. It could. There's no telling what could happen because I don't understand that well enough to speculate. Position. Hitbox stuff. Whose physics processes this, though? Oh, dog. I mean, 2.6 sounds really good. And dog is currently using the design pattern that I have planned for the rework for enemy base. So does that mean that this can theoretically be improved by a factor of 10? Dang. I mean, if that's all accurate, then yes, there are some monumental improvements I can make. Oh, it's probably just the fact that there's so fewer dogs. Let's say there's even 10. Yeah, there's 10 times as many enemies, and it takes over 10 times as much time to process, which makes perfect sense. Whew. Anything else that's costly? Really great if I could sort by time here. Yeah, all of the physics interactions takes all of 8 milliseconds, so pretty irrelevant. Let's also test with just one enemy. And I just want to see what the frame time is. Because 60. Like, theoretically, I want this down at 10 milliseconds total, which I don't think I'll achieve, but so that's weird. Hello there, Still Needs Work. How's it going? Now, if I don't have a bunch of enemies, what's my most costly stuff? Moving too fast. Okay, so interestingly, the dog's behavior doesn't become slower with more enemies. Today's going shockingly well. Like, I was expecting this to just be an awful thing to track down, but I've already more than doubled my performance metrics. And all because I was doing some dumb stuff that I was being hard-headed and trying to do things perfectly rather than sufficiently when it comes to spawning enemies. But still needs work. What's new with you? Almost done with the cat. Nice, nice, nice. See if I can get the frame rate display back without too much effort. Okay. Got it. Learn some lessons when while you were doing it. Nice, nice, nice. That's sort of my main goal in anything I do, or I should say that's my minimum goal in anything I do. It is, if I'm at least learning something in the process, then it can't have been a waste. All right, let's... What do I want to test next? I guess I want to see what the actual frame rate is now that I've got that display back. I'm sorry. What do you mean over 300 FPS? That's not right, is it? There is no way that my game is currently running at 460. What? That's nonsense. Right? What? Hold your horses. Hold up. Oh. I guess I did uncap the FPS. Well, let's test that. Because I still find it hard to believe that my game would be, like, under any circumstance, would be achieving over 400 FPS while streaming. There's no way. Or there is. Wow. Alright, so as long as there's only one enemy on screen, I can achieve 400 FPS. Alright. Let's go ahead and up this. How much do I get with 100 enemies? See, that'll take 25 seconds to spawn them all. Well, the performance getting hit at 50 is clearly gone. Excuse me? Chat, how is this happening? Was that really all because of how I was spawning or determining spawn location for enemies? That was the whole problem. That's insane. Also, I'm loving the, like, flood of numbers popping out of them. Wonderful. Makes me very happy. Alright. I guess let's up it. I'm sorry, but this makes absolutely zero sense. Like, that begs the question, what was happening with those crystals? Right? Keep it going. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Still stable at 60. Passing 100. Still stable. This is illegal. Oh, oh. I thought I saw a dip, but guess not. Okay. Alright, so up around 200 is where we're having trouble. Let's put the profiler on. Interesting. Physics 2D is starting to ramp up to be something troubling. Still not too bad, though. Get player direction is still something that can potentially be improved by a lot. I mean, man, it's been less than an hour and I've tripled my goal for the week. Or like, I've met the goal for the week in less than an hour. That's awesome. So, yes, I'll take a look at this. This does tell me that 1/3 of it, though, is code that can almost certainly be improved. Oh, wait, we are not looking at this right now, because that's the code that I'm pretty sure I can't improve. Physics is ramping up. Actually, let's go ahead and try messing with move and collide and slip, because the change I want to test there is pretty simple. How am I picking direction? Oh, interesting. Right. The direction is happening outside of there. Out of curiosity, how much improvement do I see if I remove that one line? This will cause other problems, but this will tell me what the performance impact is of just my movement. Like, even if calculating distance and location was free, what is my current movement? I should make them spawn faster. I saw a dip there that wasn't reflected in the monitor. Okay, so we're having some trouble at this point. Okay. Profiler, go. Pause it. Okay, move and collide and slip has gone from being 2/3 to being 1/2. Is that right? Roughly speaking. A little less than 2/3, a little more than 1/2 now. So, that improvement is basically free. Now, I have a feeling this is going to work horribly, but it'll at least give me some information on performance. Do they seem like they're moving faster? but honestly, it's kind of working. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so we got a little bit of a hiccup there. Ooh, big hiccup there. It's worth noting, with me standing in the middle here, the physics cost is going way, way up. Okay, Profiler is now running. Process. So that is the absolute minimum this is ever going to take to compute. Because, like, direction times speed times delta is all that's happening. I mean, I guess theoretically I can do that. I mean, sure, while we're testing, might as well. So we were at 41 milliseconds. The question becomes, if I were to completely rewrite Godot's collision code, how good, like, what's the maximum I would see improved here? And notice how they're just piling up on top of each other. Because I'm no longer using collision code to move them. I'm just saying go. And ignore everything. This is actually a really good test of the number pop-ups. Wow. I think the physics cost is what's ballooned here. Like, even though there's no collisions happening during their movement, I think the engine is still like, ah, there's so much colliding happening. Interesting. Yeah, that wasn't even worth Testing. Congratulations! I'm glad you have food. Better yet. Better yet. You have to type players. Okay, now I won't have to refactor anywhere that does that. Question now becomes, do I just store all physical entity-based nodes in a global collection like this? And then, every time they move, have them register their new position every single tick. Is that legit? Maybe? Let's try it. But hold up. Globals. Bubbles. Nope, utils. Okay, so what node has this? Player. No. There's one way to check for it. Run the game and see what stops there. Hello there, Mango Frino. How's it going? Could not resolve external class member character. Hold up. Huh? But I didn't change that. That'll do it. A little weird that that's how that showed up, but whatever. Honestly, I'm more than a little surprised at how well this code behaves. Like, the fact that it's not just glitching out completely is a little shocking. The dogs are just struggling to get back through the horde. That's clearly just not a thing. Like, clearly I'm intended to create that at some point and just never did. Okay, this is a physical entity base. Very end. Hoopa. Let's just see the result of this. Maybe it'll have absolutely no impact and I've wasted my time. Maybe it'll have a astronomical improvement. Who knows? Seems to be happy, but we're not even close to where the issues occur. Not a significant improvement. There might be some improvement here, but not significant. Getting dips down to 30 FPS. I might actually be dipping below that briefly. But I think that might be all I want to do dev-wise today. Like, since tons of progress happened, I think I want to reward myself. but I do want to test this. One thing that will help a little bit is implementing cooling. So I'll at least be background loading enemies. If caching helped, it was pretty minor. At the very least, it didn't hurt. Oh, wait, I'm not comparing apples to apples, am I? Now I'll be comparing apples to apples. Seems about the same. And one way to check that. Oh, hush. I want to know what that's actually doing. Like, is there anything at all to be gained by doing this? Not really. Yeah, the caching does nothing. The utils are still useful, but just for, like, booting efficiency, not because I can pack anything fancy into them. Slightly annoying, but what you gonna do? Alright. That is a massive improvement to see in an hour of work. So we're gonna leave dev there for today. I'm extremely satisfied with that. Considering we were hitting like 10 or less FPS last week with only 50 enemies on screen, and we're consistently maintaining 30 plus FPS with 200 on screen, I could not be more happy with that result. Huh? What do you mean not enough free disk space? Have enough now. I do need to clean up this PC though. By the way, I am continuing to love the just absolute trouncing that Pokemon and Nintendo are getting because of Palworld. Absolutely loving it. Like, and it's wild to me, the people that are just so, what's the right word? Rabidly defending the mega corporation Nintendo. It's absolutely wild to me that people think that it's reasonable to jump to the defense of a company that, and especially on grounds that the company itself doesn't believe it has a stance on, like a firm standing on. The best example is Amphalos Kyogre. Like, one thing that was fascinating to me was some images coming out where people had edited Panthalus to just be a reskin of Kyogre, and like, look, they're stealing. Why? Why would you do this? What's the purpose? What's the function? And like, this is a whole deal where people are like, oh, this one thing is clearly it's a whale. It's a whale with glowy symbols. Are we going to really say that Nintendo owns the concept of a whale with glowy symbols? Like, bruh. Whales with glowing symbols, or like just symbols, I'm pretty sure was a thing in like ancient art and ancient mythologies. And the thing that baffles me also about it is the fact that Nintendo knows they don't have grounds on copyright infringement. That's why they haven't sued Palworld on those grounds. Like, if even them, with all of their vast wealth and lawyers, don't think they have grounds to sue on that, what? Why do people... maybe it has something to do with, like... Maybe it's like a... I don't know, a sunk cost fallacy, or like there's some level of investment that these gamers have in Pokemon that's like driving them to obsessively defend it. It's very weird to me. And like I'm trying to put myself in that headspace. Okay, I am a rabid fan of Pokemon, and this other game has come out. Nintendo is suing that developer. I guess this is just a personal failing of mine that I can't even conceive of this. Like, and I've seen this also in the way some Japanese people talk about things like mods. It's a whole different moral system that I have trouble wrapping my head around. Like the idea that mods just shouldn't be allowed in video games. I've seen that argued many, many times, particularly by people from Japan. And it's fascinating to me that the idea that you purchase something from someone, meaning in this case a video game, and the person you purchased it from should be able to dictate how you use the thing that you've purchased. Like, it kind of flies in the face of ownership to me. Like, if I own the thing, does that not mean that I have the right to do with it what I please? And at least from reading various conversations, especially on Twitter, from people in Japan, there is, I don't know how prevalent it is, but there is at least this belief that, no, buying it does not entitle you to use it how you want. Which, as an American, is a totally alien concept to me. And I've really tried to wrap my head around that, and it's the closest I can come to understanding it is almost, it's like if I conceptualize it as then the company is not selling something to me. No, it is, they are allowing me the privilege of purchasing their product. That's the closest I can get to it. And like, hey, if there's someone out there that understands this and like can articulate it in a way that might help me understand, please tell me. Put it in the comments, because I'm trying to understand this. But yeah, it's a struggle for me to understand. And so it extends also into this realm where it's very strange to me that people are jumping to the defense of Nintendo and Pokemon when they don't have any legal claim. Like, what's the point? And I realize I'm like rambling in circles at this point. And part of that is I'm actively trying to think through this and like rationalize it somehow, and it's not working in my head. It's not happening. So I guess what we'll have to do is just enjoy ourselves and play Palworld. And by the way, while I had my weekend, I did more pal breeding. And there is a setup you can use that I have found that ridiculously accelerates your progress to the point that I almost wonder if you shouldn't do it. Like, it's just a bit too good. But hey, if you want to, you know, boost ahead in terms of progress and skip over a whole bunch of stuff, I guess I'll show you my build for doing it. Oh, new achievements. Fancy. First off, I'm curious. Did the stutter mod fix this? Probably not. Maybe. Maybe it did. Anyway, so the team for this absolutely destroying progress and balance is this: Enchanted Sword, Catris, Elphadran, Blazehowl Nock, and I'm using Eidolon because it seems to be one of the best options for this. And it is worth noting, my Eidolon is built for a bit of speed boost and just damage. Like, the defense and health stats of this guy are trash right now. But you'll notice almost 5,000 attack, which our other really strong pal was Ophidia. Let's just look at the stats on that real quick. Ophidia, yeah, 3,670 basically. No comparison there. So, how are we going to break progression? Let me drop everything off. Keep the rush orm meat. It's not clogging up space. So this region is nutty in terms of drops. Specifically with this setup, because we've got plus 160% drops from Dark Pals, plus 160% from Neutral Pals. And in this area, we've got predominantly Neutral Pals, but also Selene, which are Dark and Neutral. So the drop rate buff from both is applied. You'll notice everything's pretty much a one-shot. The drones are here just in case. And I was using Dragon Pulse there, or Dragon Burst. Shadow Burst will technically do more damage to the neutral pals, But because of the ridiculous stats, it doesn't really matter. And of course, Comet Barrage, which if I find a good grouping, I'll show that off real quick. Where's the pals? Oh, because I'm streaming, it takes them 4 to spawn in. That makes sense. Let's see. Make a group. What? Bruh. There we go. Oh, so these guys are great. Just, whoop. What happened there? That'll work. And what we'll do is just fill up our inventory around here. Well, how are we doing on filling up? Oh, still plenty of room. And this method of acquiring in-game stuff just surpasses everything else by a mile. Whoa. Cha-cha. Man, after playing while not streaming, the difference is stark. No, you don't get to run away. Come back here. These big groups are awesome. Tons of resources, but we're gonna ignore those eggs because do not care. Where? Oh, nice. Mimog. It's gonna nuke that. $521 dog coins. They're the hardest to spot, but How did you survive that? That's illegal. Wow, game is already slowing down. I wonder what's causing that. Oh, right. Almost enough stuff that it's worth leaving. Almost. Oh, big group, big group. Nice. Be all the goodies. Oh, and by the way, the Invader passive, you can breed down using Xenolord. It's highly convenient for buffing both of the types for Eidolon. Gotta love those 15,000 damage hits. Gross, but it's wonderful. Ooh, hello. Goodbye. And it's worth noting, if you're not streaming, the enemies spawn in way faster. Yeah, spawning is very much tied to your PC performance. So, farming speed is going to be proportional to just how good your PC is. That's not working for me. There we go. Alright. It is worth noting, I find this interesting, that, what's happening there? Selene's fighting Selene? So, this is a mount that can continue flying while overburdened, which I didn't realize was a thing. So I can really stay here longer if I choose to, since the speed reduction is not massive on Eidolon. Hello. There you are. But after checking up here. Ooh, nice. Right, good there. These guys respawn yet? Yeah. You can get better drop rates per enemy down here because there's Selens. But the overall spawn rate down here is way lower. Like, these guys are going to get the full buff from all of your pals in terms of drop rate, but for what they drop and the amount of enemies you can fight at once, like the groups of Wistelas are just so good. Hold up. I thought I sensed an ominous egg. Alright, so what was the point of doing all of that? Other than just arbitrarily filling up my inventory? Well, the reason for farming that is these guys. Relics. Specifically the ones we care about. Did I not get a single glistering? I didn't get a single glistering relic in that whole run. That's the first time that's happened. I always get about 17, 16. That's weird. Hold on. Did the patch change the drop tables? Like, can those no longer drop glistering? I'm curious. That would make a ton of sense though, because like, even without the top tiered relics, this farm is still nutty good. So might as well check what we got in the egg. Even though it doesn't really impact anything anymore. Cool. But come over here, drop these in, and turn this on. Also, I've bred up perfect Sekhmets. Just watch how nonsense this is once she gets here. Just spazzing out on the keyboard. And notice what we're getting and how fast this is stacking up. It's pretty ridiculous. And so I'm tempted to say don't use this team and don't farm like this because it kind of trivializes a lot. There go the greens. Now the really fast one. Oh. Nope, you just decided to stop. You were bored, I guess. Alright, almost done. I've noticed from a pretty quick trip, massive amount of resources. I'm going to empty that just in case it fills up. There we go. So the most notable things that you get from this are going to be the implants. Like, just being able to slot double-edged holy sword on someone without doing any sort of breeding for it is awesome. Got God of Destruction, that's the other really good offensive one. Demon God, that's the what people call the rainbow passive. It's really good for attack. And King of the Waves, if I want to make a Surfer. But also, schematics! Like, I've gotten quite a few drone launcher schematics off of this. Oh, and of course, forgot to mention Ancient Civilization Core, which before, remember, I was farming Moonlord to try and get those because it was so much easier using Moonlord. No. This is how you get cores. Did I ever upgrade my drone launcher? I did not. Yeah, because even the blue version is only 10% better. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting to be able to farm up the legendary version. But yeah, so acquiring resources has just become totally trivial at this point. Let's check out the patch notes. It's an issue where infinite loading screen would occur after defeating the World Tree boss. Well, that doesn't sound like they changed drop tables. How strange. I would have expected to at least get one. Anywho, I've also upgraded food for all my pals to salads, because these things are ridiculously easy to craft. Like, I've got 5,000 salads in each of my bases now. Like here, if I want to make more, oh look, I already have enough for another 3,000 something. And compared to berries, ooh, pretty nice. Hello, Sekhmet. And yes, as you can see, I made spare crafting people. Dennis Lambert? Hello. Oh no! It's people asking, using the D word in another way. Son of a gun. Oh yeah, I also got tired of people breaking platforms over here, so we have a defensive wall now. But more than half of this base has been moved to other bases. The farming stuff is still here, but I should probably move it over to the barn. Yeah, once I have Cinema, I will definitely move it. I also don't... Well, I guess I do have the watering pals. I've got watering, seeding, harvesting. I should just move them over. I'm being silly. Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. And that's good. No more farming here. Off to the ranch. Yep. This squad can just, like, handle all the crops near instantaneously. It's pretty awesome. Let me make sure they're not going to try and do other stuff, though. Good. And in harvesting and planting. That's all they're doing. And these guys 10 in watering. That's all they're doing. And the Mimogs, I think I've got 2 here. Nope, 3. They are constantly running around at hyperspeed, picking up everything. Oh, it's a fight happening outside. That's fine. Anywho, I'm pretty happy with the base. It's basic, but it works. A lot prettier than the last base. Or my main base, I should say. I like how the guy's just chilling there like, oh, I hope nobody steals from us. Bye. I did breed a specific pal that just sort of breaks the game. So we've got Eidrillon. But there's also Eidrillon. Now, this can be made faster, but I'm not going to do that. Because this is enough. Like, Eidrillon Ignis can be made even faster. But, like, this is more speed than I need. Like, even when I'm not streaming, stuff can't spawn in fast enough for me to be able to spot it. So, it's too much. And this is why I didn't put more speed passives on my main Eidrillon. Like, it's kind of cool being able to zoom around at light speed. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, they said the D word. A word that should not be named. Man, we just have so much profanity in chat. Got people saying the D word. Got people saying the V word. Anyone who hasn't been here is going, what? What kind of chat do you have? Good question. All right, let's get this over with. Visitor has left the base. Well, that's one way of describing what just happened. And I've also gotten to the point where I stand away from the base so that their stray attacks don't damage stuff. Unfortunately, this spot is not great for Eidolon, or to be able to take stuff out early with Eidolon. I can try, though. Oh, that works. You know what, that works. I'll take it. Seriously, no one cares about those bots? But I don't know why they waste their time advertising. I mean, clearly they just want more time with Dum Dum. No one's going to that app to see some random weirdo? Well, they're clearly going there for Dum Dum After Hours picks, obviously. That's what's happening there, obviously. Was watching an anime, and maybe they like projection. Oh, that's a whole different preference, let's call it. But was watching an anime, and the most wonderful line was said, and I loved it. It made me so happy. The line was, "He looks like a hamster, but sexy." Oh, that was the line. That was amazing. Oh, Dummud. Just falling asleep with your face literally in the food. This guy. By the way, if you guys remember, we were struggling big time to keep the energy up on this base. Well, I bred 5 Dazzies for energy generation, and 2 of them is more than enough to keep the energy capped here. Like, they're walking away a little bit, but like, watch what happens when this gets low enough for them to care. Come on. There we go. And full. Yeah, work speed is insane in this game. Once you've got Demon's Hand, the passive, it just trivializes all of the different work suitabilities. And I could upgrade these to the next generator, but I don't need them. Like, I think I'll just save I think it's AI cores. Structure. Not even that. I just, like, These would be cheap enough to make, and I don't care. I gain nothing by doing it. I'm sorry. You found oil over here? I don't believe you.
What?
But yeah, at this point, there's essentially nothing left but to prepare for hard mode boss towers. Or tower bosses. I'd still like a better solution to the crude oil. Like, that's probably the thing I'm lacking the most. I guess I can do a oil rig run. That gives oil. Hello, guys. Fancy seeing you here. Oh, I should have brought my... Well, here's a question. What element do humans count as? Like, do they count as neutral pals? The internet probably has an answer to my question on that one. Cow world. Do humans count as neutral pals? They fundamentally function as neutral pals. Behave like neutral pals in combat. Within neutral pals, humans take increased damage from dark element attacks. Is that true? Patras only applies to pals. Humans are not pals. But Arena works, but not... So the passives for drop rate do not help me here. I should have just brought pure damage. Then again, with how fast this guy is, let's just go switch that. Whoops. Whoopsies! But there's a better way to deal with that now. Where are you? Hello. Thank you. Alright, so if I don't care about drop rate enhancement stuff, and all I care about is damage. My best damage sources are Frost Stallion, Belen. We'll bring Sylvetus just for a bit more defense, a lot more defense, and let's just keep it simple. Both Godpins. That'll work. And down. Down. Nope. And we're good. Yeah, so now having this team taking out any of the enemies here is way faster. I think I've more than doubled my damage. Huh, that thing never regenerated. Seems odd. What? Thank you. Thank you for the oil. And I guess I'm getting some Pal Souls. So, Pal Souls is one of the big drops from the farm I was showing off earlier. You only get smalls from it, but yesterday I was getting like 1,500 per run minimum. Actually, against these enemies, I think I could not quite double, but almost double my damage output. Oh wait, but the drones don't, they don't inflict aggregate statuses. Never mind. There we go. We're not touching that yet. We're good. I was a little worried about the damage we're taking, but no. It's nothing to worry about. Once you've awakened, this base is pretty wimpy. Come on, come on. There we go. Goodbye, Crusher. I'll be real, when I see the Crushers, half of what I think about is, shut up, Wesley. Yeah, in case anyone missed it, I am definitely a Trek nerd. Damn. The drones are so much nicer than Terra Prisma. So much nicer. I do wish the devs would do something to rebalance crude oil, because it definitely feels wrong to be struggling with that resource once plasteel is like only used for computers. Strong, buddy. Don't worry, I'm not gonna let you be left out. Heck are you doing with a Katiba here? A little weird. Alright, you guys have fun with the pony, and I'll just destroy your defenses. No more defenses. At least, no more anti-air. I have no idea when I taught this guy Dragon Burst. But clearly I did at some point. And with that, it's boss time. Everything's so peaceful. For now. There you are. I'm a-comin'. Yeah, no, drones just absolutely shred this guy. And done. Yes, hacking is complete. We are such good hackers. All right, what do we get? Not much. Yeah, like the shotgun is way outclassed by now. The books are nice-ish. Out of all of that, 356 crude oil. That's pretty good. Cannot complain, considering my base produces like, I don't know, 50 to 100 per day. Pretty good. Let's go get some treasure maps. Turn everything in, and then I think that might do it for stream. Hello, big boat. One thing that I've seen people do online for this base that I absolutely love is bring Canthalus and have him one-shot the entire base. It's ridiculous and wonderful. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, don't need that. Don't need wood.
Huh?
I need stone or ore. Get out of here, buddy. Uh-oh. Leather I don't need. Bones I do not need.
Huh?
Yeah, let's put burn stuff in before anything else.
Huh?
It's a shame these guys don't drop oil. Be very nice. see. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. That's plenty of time. Oh. Want the Power Soul. Give it. And maybe I'll do a run of Panthalus. I've been wanting a spare. Yeah, I'll wait on that. First things first. Hydrolon. Woo. Here we go. You know what? Let's go ahead and get the pal up here just for the kinship fruit. Oh, and I guess everyone's already dead, so... Nothing standing in my way! Thanks for the peach! Nope, nope, nope. There we go. I guess I don't really need the small kinship peaches anymore, do I? Partially because I can get them from farming relics. Or I can get the big ones from farming relics. Oh, and I guess I get them also from just those chests. Alright. Man. I've got to do something about my disk space, because I imagine that's also having an impact here. Maybe. I don't know. Like, it shouldn't, theoretically. But, you know, computers not always working according to the theory. Remember when Mamorests were considered just like the biggest things? They're so tiny by comparison now. I don't know, what is... What is this? Oh, okay, so he doesn't... It was just a random spawn then. It wasn't that he consistently spawns there. Good to know. And last treasure of the day. Nice, 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 nice. I'm going the wrong way. Wrong tower. Oh, big buddy. Alright, can we upgrade any blueprints? Guessing no. Oh! Yes, but not any that I'm gonna use. Alright. Very strange how little of the flowers and stuff you get if you're not doing dungeons specifically. How odd. Oh wait, this is a POW material. Alrighty. Last stop, Anthelus. There we go. Hello, researcher dude. How's it going? And I have a new toy. I have yet to test this on any bosses, so we will see. Hello, Panther Boy. Sorry, but I have to ruin your day. Holy cow, that damage. Woo! Drones? Oh, where's he going? That's it? Come on, you can do better. And we're done. There's my free pal sphere. Or two. And job's done. And I think what we'll do, just as we're ending stream, is try to break the game using Panthalus. Because I have been told that if you build Panthalus for maximum movement speed, the game just cannot handle it, no matter how good your rig is. So, now part of that is being on a dedicated server. Like, it just wrecks the server. So maybe it'll be relatively okay here. Maybe. Hello, Panthalus. I've got tons of implants.
What?
So, Panthalus, my man. Already got legend. Good. Dimensional leap. Whip. And runner. All right, this is as fast as Panthalus can be. Oh god. Oh god. Wow. It just feels like the world is tiny. I do want to mention again, the one thing that I find so impressive is this. The fact that I can walk on the pal's back. That's amazing. Hello, little brother. Well, the game did not crash. Color me impressed. Here's a question. What moves do I have here? Bubble Brain. Whoa! Game was not happy there. Okay, Creeping Bubbles. Boring. Aqua Blade. That's more like it. What else do I have? Tornado. Grand Breach. Panthless exclusive, dives underwater and leaps out after short delay. Turns the body into the enemy, generate a massive wave on impact. Oh, he just has all the exclusives. Got it. Create a vortex around the enemy. I think the one I want to try out is Tidal Charge. Like, what happens if I use Tidal Charge here? Not much. Nice. Though aiming this is a tad difficult. Let's try Tidal Charge again, but at this height. That's more like it. That's pretty cool. But man, this really just makes the world feel like a playset. And I am all for it. Can I use a fast travel point while riding Panthalus? I can pick up a rock. Oh. Well, if I can pick up resources, I'm definitely able to interact with the teleport stones, but I don't think I've got the aim for that. Maybe not possible. Oh, I'm above ground. Okay, I'm on the edge of the hill. Now I'm above the... Trying, man. I'm really trying. Uh-oh. I'm down the hill again. Son of a gun. Yeah, I give up. I can land on the flipper? Oh, that's badass. That's really cool, guys. Like, from a software development perspective, them building that in so that it works that way is shocking to me. I know I've mentioned it before, and I'm going to mention it a million times again. That's awesome. Let's go wreck that base. The title chart should work on that base, I think. Let us see. Oh, yeah! That was awesome. Oh, oh, no, 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 no! Stop! Ah! Ah! Woo! Oh! Where are we going, chat? Help! Ah! That was awesome! That's a great place to end stream. That is absolutely where we are ending that. That was amazing. Oh, wow. Yeah, there was like one of the enemies somehow got caught on Pantlus's back. And so while I was on his back, he was just constantly trying to find where the enemy was, and so was spinning. And when I jumped, just woo! That was fantastic. All right. So, enough fun. No more fun. Regarding work stuff, amazing progress was had today. Absolutely phenomenal progress in improving performance. Gone from like 5 frames a second with 50 enemies to 30 frames a second with 200. That was amazing. The question is, can I push that up to the old metric of 600 enemies with 60 FPS? Can I reach that? That's probably too much of an ask. But the fact that we've hit this in what was really only half a stream's worth of work, there's at least enough time. The question is just going to be, is it literally possible? We will find out for the rest of the week. All right. That does it for today, folks. So, thank you all so much for joining. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. If you did, please give the video a share. Maybe you know someone that wants to learn game dev along with us. And as always, an extra special thank you to my supporters on Ko-fi. You all so much. And above all, guys, hope y'all have an outstanding day. Take care, everyone.